Hi, this is the Zambian guy. Today is the 19th of February, and I just thought before I get my pond all going and running the filters and everything, I thought maybe it's best I do a video that will show my pond what it is as we are coming out of winter. As you can see, all my filters are all, I stop them during the winter. I don't run them during the winter. I just leave the air pump going. As you can see, my air pump is still going there. The fish seem to be okay. I've not had any issues with the fish. I've done this for about quite a few years now, where I switch off the pond filter in winter. But what I did was, as you can see there's a lot of Azolla. I put Azolla in my pond, and you can see it really spread. The whole pond is covered in it. I did this as I wanted to see what would happen, because I know that the plants take up all the nitrates, or absorb the nitrates that is produced from the fish pool. But again, in winter, the fish doesn't eat that much. I don't feed my fish in winter. So the Azolla, the fish will eat it, but as you can see, it has multiplied more than they can eat, honestly. So it's not like they are starving in winter. They've got food that they can eat, and then there's also some of the algae in the pond and so on. So I don't feed them, right? And as you can see, my pond is running okay. The Azolla is doing very well in it. Unfortunately, because there's no sun, you will hardly see the fish. I don't know if you can see them. The bottom there's one there. You can see that one. Yeah, and you've got the other orange one there. The other ones are dark ones. They are the ghost kois, so very difficult to see them in this. Especially that we do not have the sun, so there's no proper light, so you will not be seeing, because you won't be able to see anything. It's too dark there. I don't know if you can see, there's some there, one there. Yeah, in this pond I've got about 35, I think. The last count last year there was 35 fish in here. Most of them are small ones. They have not yet started breeding, but I've got some that will breed. A few, I think about 10 or so, that I use for breeding. So I thought I should do this video before I start to do the cleaning of the pond, before we get into summer, so that in summer this will look very different. It will be a very different site. As for now, you can see not much happening. I've got my sponges and my mop. This is what I use for collecting of eggs, my spawning mops. I use these. These are just made from normal knitting, is it knitting cotton or whatever it's called? But I make these, and this is what I use. I put them in the pond. You see, they are very simple things to make. Nothing complicated about them. I use these tie tags, tie them together, and then what I do is I just put them in the pond, and they float in the pond. I'll tie them to the net so that they don't sink to the bottom. So when the fish they start to spawn, the eggs get attached to these, and then I usually take them out. I used to use that as my where I would put the spawning mops in here. I'll clean this up, fill it up with water, and then put those mops in here, so for the eggs to hatch. I use that as my I use this for Daphnia. So right now you can't see much activity in there because it's still cold, it's still winter. But when it warms up, there's a lot of Daphnia that I managed to collect from there. So I used to use this to put my eggs in, and they would hatch in there. But before I'd put the fish start to spawn, I would take some of the Daphnias from here and I would put them in there, so that they would multiply. That before the fish spawn, the Daphnias would have multiplied in here. So this year I'm gonna change a few things. I'm getting rid of this because, as you can see, it's old now. The liner is basically giving up. So I'm gonna take this out, and I'm gonna clear this out, and I'm gonna put one of those floatable pools excuse me, the floatable pools. That's what I'm gonna use this year for the eggs. As for the Daphnia, I'm gonna put them in the inflatable pool to multiply, but some of them have got an old fridge where I've put goldfish. I managed to breed some goldfish last year in this one. You can hardly see them, they are there. I've not bothered with this one because I'm not really interested in goldfish. I want to get rid of all of them so I didn't mind if they die or not. So I'm gonna use this where I'm gonna be breeding my Daphnia. I'll breed the Daphnia in here. This is my bog filter. It's full of sand inside. This I'll have to clean it so that people can see. And then inside here I've got a mechanical filter. So the water comes from the pond through my UV light into that and back into my filter inside here and back to the pond. And it works very well. So yeah, so I thought I should do this so that you see it's winter now. Yeah, the garden is looking very sorry for itself, but I'm gonna clean it all up now that I can get outside, clean it up. You see, I do a bit of gardening. These are from the maize stalks that I planted last year. They're all dry and feeling sorry. I'm just going to use that for compost for my plants. But I thought I should make this video so that you see what it looks like now and what it will look like when it's summer, and when I've all tidied it all up and so forth. Right, guess that's it. I'll see you in my next video to see how the pond is getting on. And when we start with, I'm hoping to do videos as I start my breeding process, and if the fish start mopping, sorry, not mopping, when my fish start spawning, I'm sure I'll take a lot of videos with that. Okay then, take care. This is the Zambian guy saying goodbye.